location. This is about the 5th or 6th, 7th maybe, episode where I was doing strictly undiscovered locations. So yeah, 15 to 20 we'll say. 15 to 20 episodes and bam, gotten all of Skellige's undiscovered locations taken care of. And that would be pretty nice.
Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
We are back in Skellige, and for reasons I will explain shortly here, that's more than just a babbling introductory phrase this time. But first, let's see where we are going for our next undiscovered location. And should I just try to... I should probably... It's been a while. I probably decided to do this. I should probably head back to Geralt and see if I can get rid of some of this junk. And then go to... What do we want to do here? We need to go some... There's a boat over there, I suppose. Or do I want to... You know, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I did these 4 undiscovered locations before heading to armorers and blacksmiths and such. And on the way, I can explain why being back in Skellige means something. Let's hope we're heading in the right direction here. See if we can catch some wind. There we go. I think we want to go past the lighthouse point and then sort of make a left turn. But yeah, so I have been spending a lot of time as a witcher in Velen. And all 2 of you who watch this series are probably scratching their head saying, what? You haven't been spending any time as a witcher for a while now. Well, not on the PS4, but on my PC. And I've done a myriad of upgrades to my PC in order to start playing The Witcher on the PC. Because the hope is that when I finish the Wild Hunt here on the PS4 Pro, I am going to switch over. Let me just double check to make sure my navigation is, yeah, it looks like I've got the right idea here, right? Yeah, we want to go around the harbor. Oh, that's, why is that? Oh, yeah, right. There's a little, Eldsburg Island's got a little dock and such there that I guess is considered a harbor. It seems a little, well, it seems little for a harbor. But anyway, okay, so that's the Eldsburg Island harbor. Okay, then. Yeah, so when I finish the Wild Hunt here on the PS4 Pro, I'm going to play the DLCs, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, on the PC. Now, that assumes that I've got one more piece of hardware coming in for my PC that I explained all my upgrades. If you're terribly interested in what I did to my gaming rig recently, upgrade-wise, and if you want to know what kind of system I have, you can check out my last Brutal Doom upload. In that I try to explain upgrades while getting attacked by demons, and it wasn't easy. Okay, so I'm about to get attacked by sirens here as I babble some more about those upgrades. Okay, so we got one on our tail here. Let's see, how close are we? We are close to an old a discovered location, we'll call it. So I better get out, and before they ruin my boat, come on, Geralt, disconnect. There we go. Got one in on you, pal. Alright, let's dive. Keep diving. Take out the crossbow, and once again, get some vengeance. on these irritating sirens. Yeah, so I explained in my last Brittle Doom episode the hairy details of the upgrade while, well, in between onslaughts by demons from hell, of course. And what I forgot to mention, we've got that pesky reluctance on Geralt's part to get back in the boat, was that I've got I've got more hardware coming to further the upgrade, and yeah, so the ultimate goal here is to oops, we've got more sirens coming up on us. Geralt reluctantly getting into the water. Okay, let's get out the crossbow. This is reminding me very much of trying to explain my upgrades while playing Brutal Doom. It's pretty much going the same way. Anytime I get anywhere with the explanation, I get attacked. And then I forget after the attack it's, oh really, I missed that time. Come on now. There we go. Now, there's another one in the water. And every time I go to resume the explanation, I've forgotten where I left off. So I keep repeating myself and never getting anywhere with the explanation. Are we going to... Should we just swim over there and take care of all... There's like 50 of them. There's one sort of close by. Okay, maybe they'll let me sail off. Maybe they're not interested so much in attacking me. And I suppose I could go a little closer to Helberg Island. Here they come. Must have heard me. Okay, let's dive, Geralt. Let's dive, please. Uh-oh. Are we doing the don't... There we go. We were doing the don't want to dive thing. And they're just playing with me. They're just messing with my Witcher head here. Okay. I think they're going to leave me alone now. Just got that weird feeling. Until I get into the explanation again, and then they're going to attack, of course. Alright. Boat not catching wind. Boat now catching wind. There we go. Okay. So we'll try to skim closer to the island here. Yeah, so the ultimate goal is to relegate my present gaming rig, which is an i7, to sort of a recording, rendering, and editing slave rig for a future i9 system. And the critical bit in making that happen, hopefully, is on its way now, a 4K capture card. Now, what I didn't mention I think I mentioned in the Brutal Doom episode that I uploaded recently, that I was going to go for the AverMedia 4K capture card, but I've kind of steered away from that. I've decided not to, I definitely did. I decided to go with Black Magic, their more expensive 4K capture card. For one thing, it's got multiple HDMI inputs, and there will be a time here when I am recording from both the PS4 and the new i9 rig. So, want to be able to, I don't want to constantly have to move my slave rig in and out and plug and unplug HDMI. I just want my sources to all be plugged in and sort of plug them and forget about them. How far off are we from this undiscovered location? They do come far afield from the undiscovered location, these sirens. They like to mess with you before you reach the undiscovered location, don't they? Yeah, so, and the other thing is, I think, judging from reading up on the specs on both cards, the Black Magic card is just a, first of all, it's a PCI Express 8 times card, whereas the AverMedia is a 4 time. And I kind of covered up my only 4 time slot with, in the upgrade, these are echidnas, these are not sirens, with the second video card that I now have SLI'd in my my present i7 gaming rig. I now have 2 video cards. That was part of the upgrade, doing an SLIing, and you can check out the Doom video to get the specifics on the torture I went through. Well, it wasn't too bad. There were a couple things during the upgrade that were, oh, I don't know, troublesome and difficult. Actually, the install of the second graphics card and the SLI bridge between the existing one and the new one wasn't really that bad. What was bad was the Witcher 3, the PC version of Witcher 3 it flipped out when it didn't react well to the SLIing and having a second video card. So I kind of had to. Most of my struggles was with the settings in the PC version of Witcher 3 to get it to work with my 2 monitors and my 2 video cards SLI'd and all that crap. So that was the hardest part, not actually installing the second video card in the SLI bridge. But anyway, yeah, so can I shoot you in the foot? No, I cannot, but at least you didn't get me. You missed 2, in a sense. But I'm missing horribly. Okay, you're just swimming off. Where exactly are you headed? You probably do, as an echidna, want to come after me. Not come. Okay, I thought you were waking up or something. Oops, we've got. Where do we have an echidna now? There you are. Okay, why does it seem like you're not even. You're just kind of floating like Geralt does after a underwater fight. Where the heck did you go? Alright, now you're swimming off. Let's see if I don't know if I hit you or not. It's too dark to see. Let's get some air in our Witcher lungs here, Geralt. And, yeah. Get your senses going. We were right next to a loot chest, weren't we? And Speakeroo, Longsword, the Adversary, interesting, master item. Lesser Glyph of Ard, Dwarven Spirit, Florins, and more Echidnas, which are really, they're just sort of playing with my head. They're like getting real close and then swimming off. What is the point of all of that? Either attack or get out of the water and go fly around somewhere else. Okay, let's see what we got here. Knight's Gauntlets, the Mittens type. Freya's Warrior's Armor, Relic, Leather Straps, Deer Hide, Florins, and I am overburdened. Now, is this one of these weird ones with only 2 barrels and chests? It looks like it is. Okay. So, I can take the slow swim back to the boat and probably get attacked by sirens on the way. Yeah, so what the heck was I babbling about with the upgrade? Yeah, so I don't want to have to pull my recording PC in and out and deal with the inputs on the back and all that crap. So the Blackmagic card, although it was like twice the price of the AverMedia one, seemed like the best bet for me. So that's on its way. As I mentioned in that Brutal Doom episode, oops, we've got a friend coming to see us. Let's see if the friend is going to dive. Let's see, I gotta give it a chance to dive in the water. Why are they like coming near me and then going away? Why do that other than to irritate me? It's almost like they know they're breaking my train of thought here, and they're having more fun doing that than attacking me. All right, tell you what, let me get up into the boat here, and I will take a quick second and save the game. the Black Magic card was the one I preferred. A little more expensive, but I think it's worth it. And I think I was talking about how The Witcher 3 kind of freaked out on me with the settings with the second video card. Well, I finally figured all that out, and we're backing up here instead of there we go, Geralt. Finally figured out how to get The Witcher 3 to recognize the new SLI setup, and that was great. And The Witcher 3 plays fantastic on this i7 rig of mine, my present gaming rig. Banard breastplate, Lyrian hardened leather trousers, bear hide, meteorite ingot, florins. But it doesn't, the system doesn't have enough horsepower to run The Witcher 3 and a recording application like OBS. It just that bogs down the system, and the recording is real choppy, and I fiddled with the settings in OBS 1,000 times, and I couldn't get it. So I mean, it's just, I sort of knew it's you know, it's a GeForce 760. Well, there are two now, two GeForce 760 video cards. Sedarian Gambeson, Enhanced Cavalry, Saddle, Elemental Essence, Hardened Timber, Florins. And I kind of knew they would, you know, the system was going to be overmatched by The Witcher 3 and recording. Now, is that just, that's just like Hornwort or something, Buckthorn or something. I just want to make sure it's not a chest at the bottom of the bay. Once again, a 2-barrel cache, we'll call it. So it was kind of proving the point that I do need the second rig. I need a dedicated gaming rig and a dedicated recording, rendering, editing rig, that kind of thing. And I will say with the upgrades that this PC now renders incredibly quickly. It's a bit of a thread ripper now with the upgrades that I did to it. Not really, but a little bit. Yeah, so the first thing is going to be to, before I get that separate i9 rig, is going to be plugging the HDMI cable from the PS4 Pro into the Blackmagic card and attempting to record PlayStation 4 Pro gameplay in 4K. So that's going to be the kind of test that I do before I get the i9 system to make sure, you know. Of course, I'm assuming here, I'm babbling 100 things here and I'm getting off a train of thought. I'm sorry if you're getting irritated and I'm not completing thoughts here, I understand. But yeah, in the past, I got the Elgato HD60 1080p capture card and tried to install it in this system, which has plenty of resources, plenty of horsepower to run a card like that, and it just wouldn't recognize the, I don't know if it was the capture card was dud. I don't know if it was a PCI Express 4x card, and I tried it in every PCI Express slot in my motherboard, 16 times, 8 times, 4 times, all of them, and it just wouldn't recognize it. So sent that back. Hindersfjall, heavy armor, magic item, lesser Svarog, runestone, bear hide, amateur's weapon repair kit, florins. Now a lot of these capture cards are looking for 3rd generation PCI Express slots. Well, my motherboard, although a little dated, is a 3rd generation. It's backwards compatible to 2nd generation, 2.0 and 3.0, all of the slots. And the theory is Banard breastplate, Impera, brigade armor, bear hide, spectre dust, florins. The theory goes that you know, 3.0 PCI Express slots are backwards compatible to 2.0, 3rd generation to 2nd generation, and 16. Whoa, what the? He just got plunked by driftwood. 16 times is backwards compatible to 8 times, 8 times backwards compatible to 4 times, blah, blah, blah. Everything's backwards compatible, right? So theoretically, I could still get the AverMedia 4x PCI Express card, the 4K capture card with the, the PCI Express 4x slot, and put it in, because like I said, my SLI and kind of covered up my only 4x slot. Got a few 16x, and I've got, I feel like I'm turning around here when I shouldn't. And look at yeah, I'm going in the wrong direction here. My carry weight rating is 190 and 130 is my max. Geralt's going to be like bent over backwards carrying all this stuff to an armorer and a blacksmith. Yeah, so I covered up the 4x slot with the SLI capture card, or sorry, video cards. So theoretically, I could get the AverMedia and put it in my not covered up 16x and 8x slots, right? Just have my doubts about that. I don't know why. It's just something about that Elgato HD60 1080p capture card not working that has me hesitant about that. The Black Magic 4K capture card is an 8x PCI Express slot card, so I feel more comfortable about that, putting that in. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't run into the issue where the system doesn't recognize it, and hopefully it works well. Yeah, so like I was saying, this series may start looking a whole lot prettier very soon. One would hope, or at least it's going to... Are there two flying together? Yeah, there were two flying together there. That was weird. Let's head over. Keep forgetting that Geralt cannot swim fast right now. This is another 2-barrel smuggler's cache. Getting gypped here. Maybe it's because I'm overburdened. The game's saying you don't get 3 barrels now until you lighten your load. No sense in giving me more loot until I can carry it, right? I don't think that's how it works. I think it just kind of is coincidence that they're all 2-barrel caches. Sidarian cavalry armor, the Tamer, Dimeridium ingot getting attacked, dark iron ingot, florins. Yeah, so the other thing is here, that the file, I'm wondering what the file sizes are going to be. I'm a little worried about that because my whole storage system right now, which is basically several network drives sort of rated, or I don't know how to put it, but redundant network drives that I put all my gameplay videos on and back up that way. They're kind of running out of room as it is with 1080p video. So what the hell is the storage issue going to be when I start doing it in 4K? It's probably going to be at least, each video is going to be like double the size. I would have, like, basically when I render, like this video you're watching right now, all two of you, it's about, it's going to be about, I don't know, 3 to 5 gigs after rendering and editing and rendering and uploading. So, it takes me a good, sometimes it takes me 3 hours to simply upload those videos. And sorry if you're just looking for gameplay and I'm babbling about all this techno babble here. I made that apology in the Doom game too, but it's just stuff that I kind of, if I say it out loud, it helps me work through it myself. Swordsman boots, Freya's warrior's armor, dark iron ingot, silver ore, florins. I wonder if there's a point where Geralt just simply cannot pick up anything else. He can't. He's as overburdened as he can ever get in the game. Like, I think I'm going to find out here. All right, so no, actually I'm not, because this was the last undiscovered location I'm going to go to. We're not getting attacked here, aren't we? Are they coming after me? Sort of yes, sort of no. I probably could have swum away from them. But, yeah, they're swimming away from me. Okay, forget it. They're doing that thing, just messing with my head. They had... No, they didn't head towards that, I don't think. Yeah, so file size is an issue, but whatever. I mean, I'll deal with that when I get to it. And I will, once, if I get everything all figured out, test it, and I'm happy with the settings in the capture card. I'm happy, because there's also, I've got to fiddle with, where do I want to go here to get to? I don't want to go that way. I want to turn around. I might as well turn around and head to, what is this? This is Bjorn, right? Turn right around, head to Bjorn, try him first, and then I'll fast travel where I need to. It's been long enough since the last episode. I don't know what smiths and armorers may have regenerated their income since I saw them last. But let's head to Bjorn. Oops, almost hit debris, and the I think this will head me towards Bjorn. It looks like the Elberg Island chain ends right about there. Yeah. I also have to avoid those last two echidnas. Yeah, so file size, a little bit of a worry, not too much. I'll sort of jump off that bridge when I get to it, screaming with my hair on fire. In fact, I mean that, if I reach that point, that means that the capture card is working fine, my rendering and editing is going fine, so it's really kind of the least of my worries, but it still is a little bit of a worry. Yeah, so soon you may have the option to watch this series in 4K. And yeah, like I was saying, the other issue is that's a discovered location, right? Let's call it. Yeah, that's one of the ones I just came from. I must not have killed all the sirens or echidnas around it. The PS4 Pro right now does not think... I have two TVs that I use as a monitor, a 45-incher and a 65-incher. PS4 Pro does not believe that the 65-inch, the larger monitor that I like to play my games on, it doesn't seem to think that it's HDR... Oops. Come on, Geralt. Disengage. Wake up here. Now, are you guys just trying to harry me to... Are you actually going to come after me? No, you're flying it. You're doing that thing. This is the episode of the trolling sirens who don't actually want to attack me. They just want to troll me and break my train of thought. Yeah, so I suppose, you know what? Let's take a second and look what I've got in inventory. Any of this stuff worth my time? Ooh, we've got a 3-slot thingy. Yeah, as always, the vitality thing is what keeps me from upgrading. How about you? Do you have any vitality? No, you're a vitality problem as well. The armor rating's great, but yeah, vitality rating with that as well is a problem. Yeah. I'm not going back to the mittens ever. Besides, it's worse than what I'm wearing. This is interesting. This Alder Folk boots with 2 slots. My armor piercing goes down, but my Igni sign goes up. Resistance to slashing damage goes up. Damage from monsters resistance goes up. Resistance to elemental damage goes up. What do I have for glyphs? I feel like I'm getting low. I'm kind of getting low on glyphs. Not really, but the glyphs that I like, the lesser glyph of Quen, lesser glyph of Erden, lesser glyph of... I could put those in those boots. Well, we've got more to check out here. Nope, those are worse than the ones I'm wearing. These are kind of the same damn boots, except they don't have as good an armor rating. Okay, well, that's sort of disappointing. Geralt's trying to keep his balance in the boat there. I'm going to take a quick second and save the game. Yeah, so the PS4 seems to be convinced that the 65-inch TV, the larger TV, is not HDR capable. Has no problems with any of the resolution settings, the 2K or 4K settings. But it does seem to think that it can't do the expanded HDR color palette. So right now, actually, I am playing the Witcher 3 in non-HDR mode, which is kind of disappointing, and The Witcher 3 could look a lot prettier than it does right now. So I'm hoping that gets cured, because my PC knows that the TV is HDR capable. The PC, like if you bring up the NVIDIA console on my i7, it shows the TV as HDR capable. So I don't know what the PS4 Pro's problem is, but as usual, these things just only happen to me. And all of these industry standards, they're all iffy. It seems like every corporation interprets the standards as, whoever, I don't even know, is it IEEE? Who the hell would write the HDR standards? I don't know. Whoever does it, they obviously don't do it clear enough to where these corporations are all on the same page. But yeah, so in the future here, in the near future, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes right, everything tests out okay, the hardware, the software, everything's happy, including the PS4 Pro finally. We should have some much prettier gameplay being uploaded for this series, and well, the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that's, I suppose it will benefit as well from better recording, but this mostly, The Witcher 3 on the PS4 Pro should be very pretty, but yeah, just give me a moment here. I will be back shortly. I'm going to sell all of my junk. Okay, I don't know if it was the right decision to make, but I have traveled to the Pally Coast, and I think from here we are going to head south, and the first undiscovered location is on that island. So what should I do? Should I try to sail up that like fjord almost looking it's like just like a long cove? So let's give that a try, because I'm afraid if I try to like shortcut it from these cliffs around it are going to be too tall. I think it's trying to tell me something here. Going up that channel is the best way to do it. So let's get to it. Let's get in the boat. And I will say I did mess around with the settings on the PS4, and I've got rather than HDR, I've got some kind of dynamic color setting set, and I don't remember sunsets being so damn vivid as this one. It's got some blushing pastels to it, does it not? And unfortunately, it makes Geralt look older, but which I'm sure he doesn't want to look. He's already gray enough. Okay, so, whoops, Geralt can't do that now. And Geralt froze there like a Witcher action figure for a second there. Okay, so let's get the boat moving here. If it will catch some wind, which it doesn't seem to really want to do. There we go. And now let me get a sense, now that I'm in the boat, of how I want to point said boat here. We want to go past that spit of land. So if I can see that spit of land, which I kind of have to view, yeah, I think it's that one there. Let's test the theory. Go to the world map one more time. Am I pointed? It looks like it could, that could, I think it's the right one. Anyway, we want to go around that spit of land, or spit of land past it, but I think we've got the general idea. So that's the mysterious tower off in the distance there. Get that with the sunset in the views, kind of nice. Yeah, so now that I've started, first of all, the fact that I've started playing this series on the PC as well, I'm playing The Witcher 3 playing two series simultaneously, the PS4 series that I'm recording and you're watching now, and PC series to get ready for an eventual DLC recording. Basically, the fact that I'm playing The Witcher twice, two different series simultaneously, I should probably look for some kind of shrink and work out these issues here that I'm having. But yeah, the bit of a complicating factor here is now I have to go back and forth between a controller controlling Geralt and a gaming keyboard and a gaming mouse, because I bought Creative Labs Sound Blaster. I bought the Vanguard keyboard and the Siege gaming mouse. There were better keyboards and mice that I was looking at, but all of them they all wanted registration, and they all wanted cloud, somehow you had to back up stuff onto the cloud. I don't remember, but the only keyboard and mouse pair out there that gave you all the keyboard and mice functionality without registering was Creative Labs Sound Blaster. So I said screw it to the more expensive ones. I'm just not dealing with that stuff. And they also track all your keyboard movements. Now they say it's, let me see if I'm anywhere near the throat of that. No, I'm getting off course here a little. Well, I do have to head in that direction, but I thought it was like this one. It's going to a little bit, there it is. I think that's probably the opening there. But yeah, they claim that it's innocent enough and that they're just trying to improve your experience with their keyboards and their mice, and none of it's nefarious, and they're not selling your data. But I just don't believe any of them. I don't trust them. There's no reason to track. I bought your keyboard. Get off my posterior. You don't need to track my clicks and my mouse movements and my key strikes and all that stuff. It's crap. So anyway, I tell you what, I find the Vanguard and Siege keyboard and mouse, I like them. I like the utility to set the LED colors and stuff. I think that's pretty cool. That's a nice shot there, isn't it? Yeah, I just like it. Now, I will say that playing The Witcher with a keyboard and a mouse is much more difficult than a controller. So there's that bit. But let's get the Witcher senses going here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just afraid that sail is not letting me see as well as I'm afraid I'm going to run into some patch of bandits, mega monster here, some kind of giant or something without seeing it. Tell you what, let's abandon ship and swim to shore. What, is that a wall, or is that just a bank of snow? What the heck am I looking at? Is that just that looks like a stone wall that was, yeah, there, what is this undiscovered location? This is odd. Hidden treasure. With nothing guarding it? I find that hard to believe. And what is that? Oh, it's a boat that capsized. Got it. There's something up in the hills. What's that over there? And what is that? Okay. Lesser glyph of Igni. Alright, we've got bears. We've got bears guarding the hidden treasure. Old bear hide. And something that looks like a quest thingy. Are you bears going to engage? What? There's something up there to loot that you guys are hovering over. We'll come back to that. Alright, you're not you're not mating or something, are you? That would be, I might be forced to kill you if you get into your mating ritual. This is a family-oriented Witcher 3 series. You understand? Okay, so let's see. Plain key and apple. Okay. And do we get plain key as opposed to an ornate key? You guys are hovering around something. I don't know if it's just a... tell you what, before I get into you, there was stuff over here. Let me see what it was over here that was lighting up the Witcher senses. Is there anything inside the hull of the ship, which looks like it has a hull in it? A hull. A hole in it that I can get into. Steel plates. Wolf hide. And nothing more on dry land, doesn't look like. Could I get into it from here? Yes, I can. And there is something now. Or can I? Yeah, looks like I have to get at it from over here. Did the bears leave that other thing that was lighting up my Witcher senses? Can Geralt get into here? Cannot. Can I dive and go, oops, didn't like that. No, doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that either. Okay, let's try it again from this. It's very upsetting when there's something lighting up my Witcher senses very close by, and I can't get to it. It's just, can I get to it? Is it gonna, can I play a game with it this way? No, I cannot. It's not gonna let me reach through a wall to get at it either. Can I push the boat over? Can I train the bears to push the boat over? All right. Oh, that is frustrating. That's going to eat away at me for all of 5 minutes before I forget about it. All right, since I can't get at that, now it puts extra emphasis on getting at whatever the bears are guarding up there. They do seem to really like to hover around that spot. Is it going to be... It's a chest. Listen, this isn't anything personal, okay? I don't know what to tell you, but you're guarding loot, and this is bad. I hit you with the crossbow instead of Igni. Okay. Whoops, Geralt's hung up on something. Oh, he's doing the damn crossbow again because I'm hitting the wrong button. Like I said, I'm going to get a little confused here between controls for a while. I suppose it's nighttime. I could take Tawny Owl. I am making a big posterior of this. Quen and Igni ready and charging bear. And you missed. That time I intended to hit it with the crossbow because my stamina wasn't ready for Igni. That was an intentional crossbow shot. And sorry about the battle here and killing you. I really didn't want to, but you kept hovering around the chest that I need to loot. White bear hide, bear fat. It's probably what the plain key is for, now that I think about it. Raw meat and bear fat. No white bear hide, huh? Okay then. Unlocked. There you go. Lesser Triglav runestone, black pearl dust, Angrenian cuirass. Have I gotten that before? Relic. Alder folk boots, relic. Cotton, meteorite ore, and Florence. Now, is there anything else on this island I might be concerned with? I'll just take a quick peek up here. And yes, if you're wondering, I harvest as much, I loot as much as well in the PC series as well, the unrecorded PC series as well. Probably more so since I know that I don't have two poor viewers that I'm torturing with harvesting. If you think my OCD is bad while you're watching, you should see it when nobody's watching. But let me take a quick second and save the game here. Let's take a look at the armor we got here. Is it something on one slot? And then it does have a vitality boost, but nowhere near the Hindersfield armor I'm wearing. And yeah, this is kind of meh as well. I did not opt to change my boots with the last crop of alder folk boots that I got from the weapons cache, smuggler's cache, sorry. So I don't see why I would opt for it now. Where are we headed here? Next, I think we're headed south still. We got to get out of this channel. And I think, yeah, we're headed to this island right there. Okay. And then south again. Interesting. We're getting close to the edge of the map, so I hope I don't have to deal too much with Geralt lecturing me on taking long trips and such, but we'll see. Try to stay away from the actual edge of the map. It looks like these undiscovered locations are pushing the envelope, so to speak. Oh, and I am I'm in deep with The Witcher here because I'm still reading the books. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode that I'm reading the books, and right now I'm reading The Time of Contempt, and I have to tell you, it is really entertaining. It's really an enjoyable read. First of all, there's a lot of the video game Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in it. There's a lot of similar things going on. So that's enjoyable, but just the intrigue and the scheming going on with the sorcerers and sorceresses and the kings and Geralt and Yen and Ciri. It's just I'll stay away from spoilers if you haven't read anything, but the books are definitely worth a read. There are some clear differences between Geralt, the book character, and Geralt, the video game Witcher. But I'll let you pick up the books and find out what those are on your own. Yeah, so it's worth a read. And have I gotten off course already? I babbled enough to get off course? Yeah, I need to steer a little bit to the right. I think I want to go around the edge of that island that's kind of off in the fog there. Is there going to be a cliff on that side of the island? Am I thinking about this the wrong way? Looks pretty manageable over there. It looks like I can get up that slope. So let's keep going the way we're going. And hopefully it's not a arch griffin. Still thinking about that. I haven't forgotten. Oh yeah, and I took it's funny, while I ended up going to Kaer Muir and Kaer Trolda to sell all my junk. Had to hit basically every armorer and smith there. And I also went to the innkeep at Kaer Trolda to sell him some skins and such. But I tried taking, what is it? It's, I forget which decoction it is. Let's see if we can actually find which one. Yeah, there it is, the one with the big red 0 on it. It is Fiend Decoction. Increases the amount of weight the Witcher can carry without being overburdened. Yeah, I didn't read the maximum inventory weight thing, and I thought maybe at 200 carry weight it would help, but it only took me from 130 to 150, obviously. So it didn't do much, but I am able to carry a little more for a while here. We got whales nearby. And probably going to get lectured by Geralt, going towards the edge of the map. And excuse me a moment. Shocker, emergency vehicles. It's not the town siren. It's the emergency vehicles. It looks like an island worth exploring, doesn't it? Just it's large enough, first of all. That's one thing. But we will stay focused here. I do have to think about actually completing this years late video game series in a timely fashion. Suppose I don't know if it's interesting. I'm gonna have to I don't know how I'm gonna catch the PC series up to this series so that I can then transfer over to the PC totally, but we'll see how well that works for me. I've already bought the DLCs and everything for the PC, so there's no turning back now, unless I just want to throw a bunch of money at CD Projekt Red and buy the DLCs for the PS4 as well. It looks like I've been duped about the cliffs, unless we actually get a slope shore line here that I can climb. That's... no, I don't think Geralt's going to get up that. And whatever this undiscovered location is definitely at the top of that cliff there that I just sailed around. Yeah, it's hard to tell what the actual shoreline terrain is going to be like by looking at the map. I thought it would have like a white rocky look to it on the map, but it doesn't seem to be the case, does it? Alright, maybe we can get up here. Nope, it's looking rather unwelcoming right there. Here we go. Now we've got it. Okay. Park the boat. Geralt's going to disembark at some point here. Taking a sweet time doing it. Okay, so now he's going to be able to, yeah, there you go. Get the Witcher senses witchering. And, yeah, this, a little bit of snow on this island? Is that what that is? What am I looking at? Or is that just, yeah, it's snowing here. Interesting. Head south to make it snow. Alright, fine. Oops, looks like, am I heading in the right direction here? Looks like there's some kind of creature waiting for me. Yep, I am heading in the right direction. I'm a little disappointed by the lack of foliage to harvest. I was hoping for some Belize fruit. And oh, by the way, Belize fruit is, in the PC version, is everywhere. It's everywhere in White Orchard. It's kind of annoying. This is a Cyclops. Okay, this is a little disappointing. This guy is bothering no one, out in the middle of nowhere. And here I am, a greedy witcher who needs to get at the loot. Well, if you ignore me, I will ignore you. But whoops, let me put some Ogroid oil on the old silver sword. And it's been a while since I've looked for it. Enhanced Ogroid oil. And we'll get Quen up. And get Igni ready. Now, if you leave me alone, no, you're not going to leave me alone. You are not happy. Oh, you know you're not happy at all. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oops. Knocking my Quen down. Igni. Sorry, dude. I tried to ignore you, but, oops, I'm doing that again. Hitting the wrong button here. Ooh, wow, not Geralt for a loop. Don't fall off the cliff, Geralt. That would be bad. Okay, are we going to disengage from this fight? Because yes, we are. Now I'm in jump mode. Causing him to bleed. So there's that. Oops, I don't have to clean up. That could be bad. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, Igni did him in. Alright, sorry about that, big fella, but if it makes you feel any better, killed a couple bears about 5 minutes ago that I didn't want to kill either. Monster ear, monster brain, Cyclops eye. Okay. Yeah, Belize fruit is everywhere in the PC version. Greater Dabana runestone, lesser glyph of Axi, white wolf hide, cotton, Mahakamim trousers, relic, executioner boots, and Quen just dropped down. It was something vibrated the old controller, and it was Quen dropping down. Okay, no more Cyclops on the scenic, isolated island where he was bothering no one and just walking around in a circle. What does he eat here? I don't see anything for a Cyclops. What does a Cyclops eat? That's the other question. Let's see what we got here. 2 slots, and I think that's the same as 309. Ooh, we've got an armor rating boost and a vitality boost. So that is absolutely worth it. Now, what did we have in this? We had Lesser Glyph of Quen and Lesser Glyph of Erden. Are we ready to upgrade to regular glyphs? Still got a lot of lesser glyphs, don't we? And I've got a couple greater glyphs here and there. Or do I? Thought I did. Yeah. I've got, no, lesser glyph of Axii, lesser glyph of Quen. Okay. Excuse me. Let's put lesser glyph of Quen, and it's such a cop-out, but lesser glyph of Igni and lesser glyph of Quen. That's just so ho-hum, but that's what I've chosen. And do I have a amateur armor's repair kit? Let's hit it with the amateur armor repair kit, and it should be up to 100 now, you would think. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so now with that all figured out, I am going to save the game. Geralt's looking a little more goth metal than usual. He's definitely got the dark eyeshadow going on there. Glam rock look going. In another universe, Geralt, you might pass for somebody named Alice Cooper at the moment. I guess that's because I've got his toxicity up a little bit. Either that or it has something to do with the settings that I fiddled with the PS4. I don't think that's the case, though. Alright, so can I find my boat again? And once I do we want to go cliff diving, Geralt? I don't think we do. Let's, I think I took the wrong, there it is. Okay, let's cliff dive over here. You can handle it, Geralt. Get the snowboard down into a dive there. And you're not overburdened, so you should be able to fast swim to the boat. And then we will figure out where the heck we're going here. Yeah, I think I already knew that. Headed down that way, so we've got to kind of turn the boat exactly around and head southeast. So what's the best way to turn the boat around? There you go. And that should be, let's just check that is the, yeah, we want to head around to the other side of that island, and then we'll be in good shape there. So, I guess I'm going to have to play the bejesus out of the PC series to get it, like I was saying, to get it caught up with the PS4 Pro series, but I'm playing this one slow enough to where it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Like, you know, while I'm editing, while I'm rendering, I can play the actually, I suppose I can't with, I don't know what, it might let me get away with that. I think if I have Blender going, it's going to bog down the i7 system, but I think I would assume Blender uses about as much resources as OBS, so I think The Witcher 3 on the PC is it's gonna be a little stuttery and laggy, and it's just gonna irritate me, so I can't. It's hard enough playing a smoothly running game with a gaming keyboard and gaming mouse. If it's lagging on me, it's gonna be irritating. And yeah, so the eventual switch over to getting back to the PC Master Race, the whole idea really is Cyberpunk 2077. I am looking forward to playing that. Let's see where we are in the wide world here. I think I've got one more. Yeah, I've got one more island to go to there. So let's redirect a little bit here. I did not play the tabletop Cyberpunk 2020 version. I'm old enough to have played D&D back in the day. Played plenty of D&D. Played a Tolkien RPG, tabletop RPG, the name of which, I think it was The module, I know the name of the module that I played was the Witch King of Angmar, but I can't remember what the whole entire gaming system was called. Um, yeah, the idea was obviously you're assaulting Karn Doom, the castle of the Witch King of Angmar. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that that boat, that ship, is the undiscovered location. Never played Cyberpunk 2020. In fact, all of my tabletop gameplay was fantasy RPGs. I only, not all of it, but most of it. I only played one futuristic or one cyberpunk sort of oriented game, and that was a game called Traveler. And that was, had a fantastic, it looks like we had some mutineers who paid the price. Why does this ship look like it's perfectly healthy to me? It doesn't look like a wreck, it looks like it's abandoned. It looks like you could, if you unfurled the sails, you could get that thing going. This is weird. What happened here? And how do I get up on it? Do I want to? It looks like there are barrels in the water. Yeah, Traveler was a great gaming system, but the modules were really sparse, really Spartan. You had to be a very good DM to DM for Traveler. A drowner. And many drowners, and they're on me in a heartbeat. That one's going to get to me before I know it's not. Oh, yes it is. Okay. Let's take off the most dangerous ones first, hopefully. Boy, they are all full of themselves here, getting at me. There's enough of them to where I can't reload fast enough. You're right. Where are you? You're like above me? No. You are right there. They kind of have some lovely plumage when they're underwater, don't they? They kind of unfurl their plumage or whatever. All right, so yeah, so you had to fill in a lot. Like D&D modules in comparison were like an encyclopedia of details. Florin's Redanian Halberdier's armor, cotton dark iron ingot, but the gaming system was great as I remember it. But never played Cyberpunk 2020, so I'm interested in seeing what it's like. Marbor Sword, Tyr Tokair Blade, Relic, Lesser Glyph of Ard, Horsehide Florins, and there's no way I'm getting up in that ship, is there? I want to know what the story was there. Racing Horse Blinders, Banard Breastplate, Bear Hide, Fifth Essence, Florins, and a soon-to-be drowning Witcher. Okay, whoops, kind of virtually got inside the boat there for a second. Ooh, that is very strange. There's, seems to be a gravitational effect around large ships, much like there is around black holes, kind of. It's a big well in the space-time around it. Okay, I'm going to take a quick second and save the game again. Do I even... I gotta try. I gotta try. It's not going to work. I might be able to pull the boat up close to where the deck rail kind of opens up, and Geralt might be able to jump up. He doesn't want to hit anything and damage his little boat. Looks like the sail's bumping into the big ship. Gotta go a little bit farther, Geralt. You want to take the helm. There we go, I think. There we go. We want to inch forward a little bit here. Why do I have more drowners in the water? Okay, get the sail. There we go. The sail is now past the opening in the deck that Geralt cannot hit. Am I now going to have to swim to the other side? I'm going to have to swim to the other side of my boat to get back on my boat. Hmm. That's a little, oops, diving instead of getting on the boat. Drowners taking an interest. Not surfacing, there we go. Square up here, Geralt, there you go. Give it one more try, maybe? Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen, and I'm getting my poor Witcher hurt. How does one... Is there like a rope ladder or something? Oops. I don't know why that was funny, but that was pretty funny. Alright. They were getting a breath of air like Geralt, you know? Yeah, there's no... I don't think there's any way to get up there. I think I see why I think everybody, there's, yeah, pirate attack, it looks like to me. Or brigand, or, yeah, because there's arrows in the hull, and, yeah, no, this isn't going to work, Geralt, unless, no, there's not going to be no way to enter it from below. Okay, very interesting set of clues, though. Attacked by pirates. Killed everybody. They probably took everything worth looting anyway, so there you go. It's like they hung the crew from the lines of the mast and such, so... Probably nothing left in there worth looting, Geralt. Can you please get up on your boat now? We're squared up, Geralt. I don't know why you're not... Camera all there. Nope. Very nice. And let's take the helm and see where the heck we're going next. Okay, yeah, heading over. We'll head for that first and then come back down to that island, I guess. Get that northernmost undiscovered location. And then hit the one at the island. Can I get through? No, not really. There's sort of a gap in the island. Is there anything, any reason, they all look so damn interesting. Maybe if I have time after completing the main quests, I'll come back to Skellige and explore all these little islands a bit more thoroughly. Or at all, since I'm not really exploring them right now. But we are focused on the undiscovered locations. He says, as he really doesn't know if he's headed towards the next one. It looks like I'm basically headed towards it. A little course adjustment there. There you go. It's 2:41 a.m. That moon is bright because it's almost like daytime out here on the expansive Skellige seas. What is, do I want to know what's hanging in the air over there? I don't. Just pretend like we don't see that, Geralt. Nothing to see there. Almost looks like it's moving. The stuff we shouldn't be looking at. I can't help it, I gotta know. What is it exactly? It is... It's usually it's usually a patch of vegetation, of floating vegetation. It's like we're on Pandora. Isn't that the planet name in Avatar? You know, they have some stuff floating magically in the sky. You know? Okay. Did I... Yeah, there you go. I'm still on course. Oops, hitting the wrong buttons 9,000 times. It's awfully quiet out here. I thought I would be attacked by sirens. Of course, I just jinxed myself, but It's very rare that Geralt hits such a quiet stretch of seas, but maybe towards the south of Skellige there are less sirens, you know. Maybe this is more drowner territory. You'd have to plunge in the water to find the local monster populace. It's a lovely night to be out sailing, or morning, or whatever you want to call this technically. So nice calm seas and nice weather. A little flurry, but nothing too serious. Why does it feel like I should be on the undiscovered location by now? Getting there. Just got to be patient. This is sailing Witcher. There's a lot of seas to cover between the islands of Skellige, especially in a small craft like this. Just anxious to get more loot is all. Anxious to get overburdened again. Yeah, in the PC series, I came across Nealon the werewolf. All three of you remember Nealon from early on in this series. And if you thought he was tough on the PS4 with... oops, I am now being stalked by a creature. Okay, let's get out of the boat, Geralt, because you're about to get attacked. Let's swim, fast swim over, dive. Yeah, I was getting really frustrated with the battle with Nealon, because I'm not used to the keyboard and the mouse yet. I'm hoping I'm going to get used to it. There is definitely a question of whether or not I will, because it is difficult, I have to say. It's just a whole different mindset. And my problem is that the keyboard obviously has many keys on them. This is sort of, actually, this is weird. This is sort of my problem with playing guitar as well. I never really got good at playing guitar because I kept taking my hand off the fret rather than staying in contact with the fret to get from note to note. I would always like try to sort of jump the gap and get to the note. Well, it's kind of like that with the keyboard, trying to play with it. You really need to stay in contact with the movement keys at all, whatever you set them to, at all times. Trekker's gauntlets, Campaigner's boots, coal, deerhide florins, so that you don't, like, when you put your fingers back to the keyboard, like there's a lot of keys, you could have moved to another set of keys, and now you're kind of pressing, nothing's happening when you're pressing keys. Geralt isn't moving anywhere or using his Witcher signs or whatever. Superior cavalry saddle, tracker's boots, cotton, pig hide, florins. So I gotta kind of train myself to stay in contact with the keyboard at all times. Oops, are we about to get attacked here, or are they doing the thing where they kind of buzz me and then go off into the distance and leave me alone? Looks like they want to engage. It looks like. Nope. What are you doing? Are you underwater? You're underwater. Nasty thing. Okay, so crossbow out. Revenge on the mind. Go, nice. Okay. Geralt doing his hangout thing in the water. Check things out. Another 2 chests to cache. Seems to be the rule down here in the south. Taking the helm and heading back for that island. Just kind of off in the distance there. Let's double check that theory. Yeah, the one sort of behind us and to the right. And yeah, then that one. Well, we could do that. Let's hit this one. I don't know. let's do these two and then hit that one. So let's get the boat moving. Try to avoid debris. And I think it's going to be those. No, those islands. I think I over steered the boat there, so to speak. I'm going to head for that island. I think those are the right ones. Let's double check that theory here. Yeah, that should be better. Now, it looks like it's kind of got a very steep cliff face. How do I get up that cliff face? Oh, maybe it's not maybe it's not on dry land. Maybe it's just offshore from the island. What's nice about the Creative Labs Sound Blaster keyboard is that once I do get my keys, like I didn't go, most of the keys, the default keys I use, but I did tinker with and change a few of them, like Geralt dodging and stuff. I didn't go with the, because it was just too hard for me to like try to move my one finger to hit the, as you know in this series I like to dodge quite a lot during battles. I had to change that key. Oh, really? We're already on it. Okay. Smuggler's cash too, and Geralt's being attacked. Shocker. No. Could you get off the boat, please, Geralt? Thank you. Let's fast swim a little bit, and they went away. Okay. Now this one's 3, and they're glowing yellow. Okay, then. Swordsman boots getting attacked. You're swimming off with my damn thingy. Racing horse blinders, leather straps, linen, florins. Does that mean you're caught in the trap? No. Just means oops. I'm gonna take the crossbow out. You are definitely looking for blood. Feelings mutual. There you go. Okay. Next one. If we can get a loot thingy. There we go. Oops. Had it. Turn around a little bit, Geralt, please. Had the loot icon. There it is. Disclair, Speakerug, a Ketten, Relic, Lunar Shards, Cured Leather, Florins, and a troublingly close Siren who looks to be swimming off with my loot thingy again. Stop doing that, please. Do I have enough breath for this? I think I do. Banard Breastplate, Lesser Perun Runestone, Sapphire Dust, Meteorite Ingot, and Florins. And a Witcher who needs one full of air. There we go. Nice. Overburdened. Alright, so now I've got to think about how I want to do this here. And my carry weight boosting decoction has worn off. What was it again? It was the theme decoction, right? Let's just let's take a look at what we have here. And I only have one. What the heck is this? This is to your Tokare blade, right? Maribor sword, yeah. All of these only have one slot anyway. Speakerug Ketten, not interested. Banard breastplate, ooh, plus 480 vitality, but still not enough of a temptation because I take too much of a bonus hit with it. But interesting. Yeah, none of this interests me. How about the gauntlets? Nope. Not interested. Nope. What was the... Yeah, we're dead even with that one. Okay. Big never... Whoops, we've got some boots that we can think about. Nope. Not interested. Alright, let me take a second and save the game again. And we are headed to a nearby island. I just have to remember how to get there. Looks like we sail around the edge there and kind of wind our way through that maze of island spires, so to speak. Right? Get the boat moving here, Geralt. See if we can catch some wind. Oops, we stopped. Why did we come to a dead stop like we ran into debris or something? now morning, and I'm still overburdened, obviously. Keep an eye on when 20 Al decides to start to tick down. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to kind of go this way and then make a right turn and then kind of go around the edge of the larger or more northern island, right? I think that's what we wanted to do. And then we should be on the next undiscovered location. Right, so it was, is it to the right or to the left? Why am I here in my inventory when I need the world map? Not going to find the undiscovered location. Yeah, it's to the left. Not going to find it in my inventory. Pretty sure of that. Another smuggler's cache, I think. Have I gone astray? Have I navigated poorly? Yeah, let me check what is going on here. No, we're coming. I'm just, once again, patience. And it is a spoils of war. Okay, so this means that it's going to be under, I think spoils of war means under the waves, so to speak. Now, how far under the waves is that? There it is right there. Is that that's a wreck? The remnants of a wreck, I take it? Okay, let's have Geralt do the flip. And no creatures coming at us just yet. Leather scraps, lesser Zoria runestone, enhanced racing saddle, tier Tokair blade, dimeridium ingot, crystallized essence, and florins and little fishies. Looking like drowners or sirens. Okay. Didn't meet with any evil creatures here in this undiscovered location. And Geralt has himself a nice little sunrise to end the episode on.